What's going on, everybody? Alonzo here with GulfCoastSmoke.com, and today I want to show you guys how to make easy and delicious barbecue chicken. So tomorrow's Memorial Day, and I don't want you guys to forget what we're honoring on Memorial Day, but I understand a lot of people are going to be outside grilling, smoking, and they're going to be cooking up some stuff for their family and friends. This barbecue chicken recipe is extremely simple, and you're going to keep this in your back pocket for many, many years. I can guarantee you that. We're going to start with one whole cut up chicken, and I picked this up from Tuttle's Meat Market in Woodsboro. You guys can pretty much find these at any grocery store. Everywhere I go, I see these all over, and I actually love getting these because whenever we're going to season this, you can get seasoning in a lot more cracks and crevices. All you need today is a good chicken seasoning to start this cook. Today we're using Postal Barbecue's chicken rub. I want to give a shout out to Jabin from Postal Barbecue. He sent this out to us and we're extremely excited to try it. We've already tasted it on our hands and it has a nice flavor there. It has a little bit of sweet saltiness and then there's some citrus notes. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start seasoning up our chicken. I'm going to make sure to get a pretty decent coat. And like I said, I want to get this in all the cracks and crevices. So I'm going to make sure to move the chicken around if I need to. But I want a decent coating of this chicken rub all over. Don't forget to take advantage of the seasoning that's all over the board. You guys want to take advantage of every single bit of this seasoning and don't let any go to waste. So make sure to pick up everything you can off your cutting board. And now we're going to season the top side, and I typically season the presentation side second because I want that crust to set. I want that seasoning to set on the chicken, and I do want it to look as good as possible. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, with this chicken recipe, you're not going to worry about that too much, but it's just a habit, and it's something that I continuously do. So I'm going to season this side, and then like I said earlier, we're going to pick up as much of the seasoning from the board that we can. And that's all the preparation that there is for this chicken. If you guys want to use chicken legs, chicken thighs, or you want to cut up a chicken yourself, all you need to do is get your favorite chicken rub, season it up, and now it's time for us to go outside. I'm going to show you what we're going to be cooking on today. You guys guessed it, we're back at the Weber Kettle, and I know we've been using it a lot lately, but with it being Memorial Day, I figure a lot of the everyday grillers are going to be outside, and this is a perfect recipe for all of you. Today we're going to start with a full chimney of B&B charcoal. I'm going to use some of my fire starters to get this chimney completely lit, and then we're going to scatter it all throughout the charcoal grate. So I want an even hot cook. I don't want indirect cooking today. I am going to be flipping the chicken consistently. It's going to cook pretty quick, but you guys are going to see in a little bit why I want to do this. I want to get some of that char on there. I want to get some of that good flavor. We're going to be adding a sauce here in just a little bit, but let's get this completely lit. Okay, our coals are just about all the way lit and I'm getting impatient. I really want to taste this barbecue chicken. So now we're going to pour it all over the bottom of that charcoal grate like I mentioned earlier. So I'll use my charcoal tool here to kind of spread out the hot coals just so we can make sure that everything is touching. If some of these don't look like they have any white on them at all, kind of want to put them towards some that do, just to make sure, like I said, we're getting kind of an even burn here. So I'm just going to spread these out real quick. And that looks like it should be good enough for me. So now what I'm going to do is I'll check back the bottom vents to about 1/4 of an inch open. That's just going to make sure that I don't have too much air coming from the bottom and it's not going to make this too hot. Now we have the lid on the Weber kettle and we'll let it preheat for around 3 minutes before we throw this chicken on. You're going to notice as you're cooking that there's going to be some spots in there that are hotter than others, and that's okay. Don't be afraid to move your chicken around. So this is going to take around 15 or so minutes until we get the crust exactly the way I want. So I want this rub to stick to the meat. I want there to be a little bit of a crust on it. I don't want to be flipping it and it's still really wet and falling off everywhere because we are going to be basting this in just a little bit with a barbecue sauce and an Italian dressing mixture. It's extremely simple. It's just going to be 50-50 of your favorite of both, but we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Right now, let's put this chicken back on the Weber kettle. We're just going to put this chicken right over the coals. Like I said, you're going to notice that some spots are for sure hotter than others, and you can kind of see where that's going to be. So I see a lot of white coals over here. I don't see as many right there, so I would assume that's not going to be as hot. I could put the smaller pieces over here like my wings. And this is something that you guys will learn as you keep cooking, but you know, the goal of today is to get a nice crust on this chicken. We want that skin to be nice and cooked. And in the end, this is going to be some great barbecue chicken. So I'm going to put my lid back on. We don't want too many flare-ups. We don't want that charcoal getting too hot. We'll check this again in around 3 to 5 minutes, and then we're going to flip it. It's been about 5 minutes, and we're ready to check on this chicken. I just wanted to show you guys that my Weber kettle thermometer says 350 degrees. I typically do not trust this because I've done some tests, and I know that this is incorrect, but just for everybody at home, this gives you a roundabout idea. Now it's time to flip this chicken, and you can see that we have no burn marks here, but we are getting some beautiful color, and that is exactly what I want. So over here on the back left side, I can see that these pieces of chicken are looking so beautiful, and I don't have anything here that is looking overly cooked or that I'm concerned about at all. So in about 5 more minutes, we're gonna flip it again. I do see that the skin here is starting to adhere to the meat. It's starting to cook on there and get that beautiful color, but this is not where I want yet. We are not ready to baste. Another 5 minutes. I'm hearing some sizzle on this chicken. Let's flip it back over. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's looking super good. That's looking really, really good. So I talked about hot spots earlier. I can tell that this piece right here is in the hottest spot on my kettle. So you can see there's a few pieces that are a little bit dark, but that's not burnt at all. So I'm going to move this just a little bit. And that's completely okay. We're not having any problems there. We're just going to move a few things around. We could put something else there and move this that way, and we'll just get a little bit of color on this piece and keep rotating. So I'm really liking the way this cook is going so far. Like I said, I don't see any problems. I'm going to bring this a little closer to the fire. I'm going to take that a little bit further away. And overall, this is right on track. So I would say that in around 15 or so minutes, we're going to start basting this. You guys got the idea of what I'm doing. I'm just flipping it, keeping it away from the hot fire, but I want this to get a nice crust on it. I'm not going to keep you here. I will bring you back when it's time to baste. Okay, the chicken is looking really good. Now it's time to baste. And all I want to do is I want to get 50% zesty Italian and then 50% of our favorite barbecue sauce. And this is, oh, let me shake it a little bit. This is Texas barbecue sauce from H-E-B. We really, really enjoy it. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to mix this together. Now let's start basting this chicken. So now I'm going to put the chicken a little bit further away from all the hot coals because this Italian dressing has oil in it and it will flare up very, very easily. So I'm going to mix up our base and just start hitting all this chicken right over top. And this is going to bring that classic barbecue chicken flavor. And we'll do this a few times until the chicken is completely cooked. It's not far off. It only has about 10 or 15 degrees left, but this is going to take it to a whole nother level. Chicken has been cooking around 35 minutes in total. I'm going to start taking some temps. Yep, 165 here. 171 here, 165. Yeah, this chicken is done. Let's get this off, take this inside, and it's finally going to be time to taste. The smell from here on this chicken is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to dive in. So the zesty Italian and barbecue sauce mixture is something that we've been doing quite often. Just a few weeks back, I made some chicken for a few of my buddies and they really, really enjoyed it. And I picked up this idea from one of my good friends, Mr. Seibert. He actually marinades his chicken in Italian dressing, Worcestershire, and a few other things that I won't tell you guys about because that's his secret. But I did get this idea from him, so shout out Mr. Seibert. That was a freaking awesome way to cook this chicken. That being said, I'm ready to take a bite. We're going to talk about how that seasoning tastes. We did taste a small piece of chicken outside without any of the sauce on it. And I'll tell you what, that seasoning has a great, great, great citrus flavor to it. My wife and I both agreed we really, really, really enjoy it. So, Jabin from Postal Barbecue, man, you put together a great seasoning there. I know that everybody that tries it is going to love it, but now it's time for us to take a bite. I'm going to go straight in on one of these chicken thighs. And my oh my, I feel like the best barbecue pitmaster in the planet right now because that is incredible. I don't think anyone in the world could say that this doesn't taste delicious. Your Memorial Day party will be off the chain. It's that good. I promise you it's that good. Let me chew this. Give me a sec. The great thing about this chicken is just how much I still taste that seasoning. I almost get a little bit of kick there in the back end from the seasoning. I still taste all that citrus note, but I'm getting a lot more sweet and some of that zesty Italian coming through. So it's a perfect, perfect, perfect combination. Don't forget, if you guys want to do this, you can do this on any cooker. Cook around 375 degrees. Flip your chicken constantly. They get some of that zesty Italian and mix it with your favorite barbecue sauce. I do recommend something that's sweet, something that's a little bit thicker, and it's going to help thin it out, and it's going to turn out perfect. Let's just say this is the first time you guys have ever seen our channel, and right now you hear my kids in the background. That's something that happens all the time. I hope you guys are okay with it, and I hope you welcome that stuff. My goal is to show you guys that I am a regular father. My wife is standing right here, right behind the camera. My 3 kids are in the living room, and you guys can cook great barbecue as well. Just have some fun. Just have a little bit of imagination. And as always, I really appreciate you guys tuning into this video. My name is Alonzo, and I'm just a guy who likes to barbecue. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one. I accidentally dropped this piece. So I had to do the outro again, but I'm not complaining. You gotta try it.